Hello, let me show you how to do some of these practice ACT test problems that have i's involved. What we'd like for you to remember is that I is the imaginary footnote and it stands for the square root of -1. On your calculator, to help you with this, go to your mode and scroll down here to where you see real and change that to a plus bi. And then quit that. And let's see about a few of these questions here. I is a complex number and n is an integer. So n is an integer, positive, negative, 0, a number. Which of the following is not possible? Values of I to the n plus 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an n and I'm going to go say n is equal to 2. So if n is equal to 2, then what I'm going to be looking for is I to the 2 plus 1, which is I to the third. And then I'm just going to start taking values, not at random, but I'm going to see which one of these over here I can cancel out. Because I'm trying to find which of the following is not a possible value. So above the decimal down at the bottom, you've got an I button. I to the third gives me -I. So I can cancel out choice E. Second I, this time let's raise it to the fourth power. We get +1. We can mark out choice A. I to the fifth power. I'm not going to just jump around. I'm going to do it in a pattern, in a nice order. I can mark out B. I to the sixth power. I can knock off -1. The only remaining thing is C. C is not a possible value. Maria is finding the zeros of the polynomial, and the quadratic formula gives this. 9 plus minus -16 c squared. C is a non-negative number, so I'm thinking of a non-negative number such as 5. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to take a 5 and I'm going to store it as alpha c. Why not? So what is x written as a complex number? So which one of those? Well, I know these choices here that do not have plus or minus are probably not going to be my answer. So 9 plus second square root -16 alpha c squared gives me a result of 9 plus 20i. Now, if I let c be 5, then this 9 plus 4 plus minus 4c is 9 plus minus 20. This 9 plus minus 4ic is 9 plus minus 4 times c is 20, 20i. This one is going to be 9 plus 20. This one is going to be 9 minus 20i. Remember, I'm replacing the c with 5, and I just picked that at random, as long as it's non-negative. 9 plus minus 4ci would be 9 plus 20i. So one of my choices is this, but remember I have this plus minus right here. So I'm going to hit second, enter. I'm going to backtrack and change my plus sign to a minus sign. So I need 9 plus 20i and I need 9 minus 20i, and that comes from choice B. If I is equal to the square root of -1, what does this equal? I'm going to type it out. Parentheses. Now, because I have fractions with a top and a bottom, the first parentheses is this parentheses here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to type it out, putting parentheses on top and parentheses on bottom. And then close. So, parentheses for the first one, parentheses for the top. 1 minus second I. Divided by parentheses for the bottom, 1 plus second I, close the entire thing. Time sign, parentheses again, this time it's just a -1, divided by bottom, a group, 1 minus second I, close the parentheses around the group, enter. -0.5. -0.5 is -1/2, and 0.5i is 1/2 I. So which one of these is it? This is the same thing as 1/2 plus I over 2. The I needs to be, the 1/2 needs to be negative. No. And by the way, this right here is the same thing as I over 2. Let's see, 1 plus I, no, or 1 minus I, no. Negative 1 over 2, this is negative 1 over 2 minus I over 2. Not a match, no. This is I over 2 minus 1/2. Okay, it's backwards, but that is the correct choice. Number 4, for all pairs of non-zero real numbers x and y, so I'm going to make up an example. I'm going to let x be 3, and I'm going to let y be non-zero 5. The product of the complex number x minus 5i, I'm using my example, and which of the following is a real number? So remember, all the x's I'm going to replace with a 3, and all the y's I'm going to replace with the y. Parentheses, 3 minus 5 second I, that's this part. I'm going to multiply that with choice A, 3 plus 5 second I. 34, that is a real number. Choice is A. Let me show you the other ones. The second one, I need to go 3 minus 5i. If I go second enter and I backtrack and make this 3 minus instead, it's not a real number. You have that I part. So A will be the only one that checks. Number 5, the product of two numbers is 41. One of the complex numbers is this. Which one of these is the other? Parentheses, 5 plus 4 second I times choice A, 5 minus 4 second I. We have a winner. Choice is A. Number 6, for the complex number I such that I squared is equal to negative 1, what is the value of this? We'll type that out. Second I raised to the 8th minus 2 second I squared minus 1 gives me 2. Your answer is D. Number 7, what is the sum? Second square root, negative 20. Sum means you're adding. Make sure you close that parentheses there. Plus second radical, negative 125. Gives me 7. Oh, we got to see which one of those gives us that decimal. Negative 7. The answer is not negative, so I know it's not going to be A. I know it's not going to be C. So is 7 second radical 5 equal to that decimal? We have a match. There is your answer. What is the square of the complex number? Square means you're taking a number and you're either putting a square here or you're taking a number and you're multiplying it with itself. I'm going to use the square button. Parentheses 2 second I minus 4, close it, square. 12 minus 16i. We have a winner right there. Number 9, for I squared is equal to this. What is 3 minus I with the square on the parentheses? 3 minus second I. 8 minus 6i. We have a winner here at C. All right, I hope these help so that when you're doing the test, you don't just stare at these i's. Remember to put your mode in this A plus BI. You could probably just leave it there. Hey, have a nice day.